So today I'm going to make some French bread pizza with homemade marinara sauce. And I vary this marinara sauce depending on what kind of mood I'm in. Today I'm kind of in I want a zestier, more bold flavored marinara sauce. And so this one I'm going to use, this is I think it's a Vidalia onion, it's a sweet onion. It's either Vidalia or Maui, I forget which one it is, but they're both really good. Or you can use a Spanish onion or whatever, purple onion, whichever you like best. I tend to slice the ends off, but I don't go quite all the way through, just close to the end. And then when it starts to come off, I'll leave it attached and then peel that end off that way. It just makes it a little easier to peel it. Sometimes you do things and maybe it's good for somebody else, maybe it's not, but that's the way I do that. And I'm going to use, I think just a quarter of this onion. So I'm going to get this pot started here. A goodly amount of extra virgin olive oil in there. Just a rough chop like this is just fine. And again, this is my recipe. I'm just in the mood for it to be this way. You can add a lot more onion if you like, or less if you don't like that much, or not at all if you just don't like onions. That's perfectly all right. Always make it your way, but try different things. You might be surprised what you like. It's easy to get in the habit of saying, "Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that." But it's good to try it again, even if you tried it before. Because, quick story. When I was a little kid, I heard people talking about crab and how wonderful it was. And the time finally came. We were visiting relatives on the East Coast, and we were going to have some blue crab, and I was looking forward to it. Well, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It was horrible. And so for years after that, I didn't eat crab whenever it was available. And actually, it was my mom who told me one time we were in a restaurant. She said, just try it again. She said, you may not have liked the way it was prepared. They had made crab cakes at our relatives. Little salt there with the onions. Just a touch of pepper. And so that made sense to me, so I said, okay, sure. So I tried some crab again, and wow, it was wonderful. I love it. It's one of my favorite foods now. So if you don't like something, that's fine, but don't shut yourself out to something you might like just because maybe it was prepared differently than what you like, or it had an ingredient you didn't care for. I just never know. 6 or 7 cloves of garlic here. I'm in a garlicky mood today, so I'm gonna go a little heavy on the garlic. And again, just there's numerous ways to peel garlic. This has the skin on still. I think for me, I found the best way is just to firmly press down, and you can remove the skin pretty easily, just like that. And when the onions get cooked down to they're getting soft and tender and starting to be translucent there, there we go. That's looking good. Add the garlic. Give it a minute or two to get the garlic oil flavors coming out of them there and into the oil. I'm going to add, this is a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. This is pretty good quality. If you have a different brand name that you like better, that's fine. It's looking about right there. Now to this, like I said, I'm going to make it a little zestier than usual. I made a batch of this a few days ago when I made a Parmesan steak with the marinara sauce. But in this is about, this is 1.5 teaspoons of dried oregano. And I forget to mention sometimes, but crush it between your fingers before you add it, and it'll bring out bigger flavor. And then this is 4 teaspoons of dried basil. And again, the same thing with all these dried spices. If you pulverize it a little bit, get more flavor out of them. And then this is 1 teaspoon of pepper. This is going to be pretty zesty. If you want to make your marinara sauce a little healthier, a little better, add some vegetables to it. Add more vegetables. Tomatoes are technically a fruit, but add some celery, carrots, broccoli, squash, anything really. And I'm just going to give it a coarse chop, and then I'm going to do a really fine chop on it in a minute. It's looking pretty thick there. It needs a little more water, I think. Now, if you like it thick and chunky, obviously, leave it just like this. You can add carrots. Just grate those up or chop them up. It's actually a really nice way to do it. But if you have people that don't care for the vegetables in there, you can fix it so they can't see them. Use an immersion blender like this. You don't need to worry a whole lot about following these quantities that I gave you exactly. You can make whatever adjustments you want to. If you don't like basil, cut back on the basil. If you don't like oregano, cut back on the oregano. You can easily adjust the taste of this marinara sauce to suit your own personal taste. Well, this marinara sauce is ready. You can still see some of the small pieces of garlic and onion and probably some celery in there too. If anybody says, "What's that?" Just, "Oh, that's garlic and onion." Whatever they like, tell them that's what it is. Whatever they like, just tell them that's what it is, and they'll never know. Because this is really zesty. I just sampled it. It's got really great flavor. You may want to start out with half the amount of spices I used here, and then if you want it stronger the next time around, or you can add it to it till you get it to the right flavor level for your own personal preference. But it's done. It's ready. Just a basic, simple French loaf from a grocery store. I'm going to cut it approximately in half, because I have plans for this half for, I'm going to make a special sandwich with this probably tomorrow. And then this one's relatively stable, but if some of them they get lopsided or they roll over, if that happens, just cut a thin strip off like that. and they won't roll over while you're baking in the oven. This one, I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right in half because I think it's going to be the right size. I'm just going to do a really simple pizza, cheese, pepperoni, and because the sauce and like usual, I'm going to use some parchment paper here. That way, if any of the sauce or cheese cooks off of the bread, it won't burn in the pan and make a mess. It'll make it easy to clean up this way. This is just some basic mozzarella. But you can use any kind of cheese you like, even cheddar cheese, Swiss cheese, American cheese. Make it the way you like it. Make it your own. I've got the oven set to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And you may have to try it to see if that works best for you on your oven, because they're all a little different. A real simple French bread pizza, a homemade marinara sauce, pepperoni, mozzarella. It's a good stuff and it's easy to do. You can make as much as you like for as many people as you need to. You can make the sauce ahead of time, keep it in the fridge, and then start making the pizzas. It didn't even take 10 minutes. Put it in the oven at about 400 for about 5 minutes. Then I turn the broiler on up to about 500 or 600 for the last 5 minutes or so and get a little brown, little bubbly cheese there. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you don't like this video, subscribe anyway, just for the fun of it. You can at least come back here and have a laugh at my expense if nothing else. But give this a try. It's super easy and it's definitely Cook and Gobble good. We'll see you next time on Cook and Gobble cooking videos. Look at that. Look how good that is. See what you're missing out there?